Welcome to July favorites. I've pretty much been just doing the same makeup look for the entire month of July, but alternating which products I use to achieve that look. It's basically just been a variation of this, a bold lip, natural skin, fake freckles, and a very easy one and done shadow. And I'm gonna start with the lip product that I'm wearing today. My two favorite bold lipsticks have been the L'Oreal Le Volume Mattes in 173 and 193. Today I'm wearing the shade 173, which I would describe, I guess, as a bright rose pinky red. And this formula is just the best matte lipstick formula I've ever tried. It feels creamy on the lips, but there's a lot of grip to it, so it does not slide around the lip lines at all, but it doesn't feel drying. It's super comfortable. The pigment is incredibly strong and even. I truly think it's just the best matte lipstick I've ever tried, and that goes for drugstore, luxury, indie brands, everything. And I think one of the reasons I really love it so much is because, oh, I dropped it. Oh no, is because it has a slimmer bullet with this angled tip. On my thinner lips, I can really get a precise line. It just fits me perfectly. It does have that L'Oreal strong, floral, slightly fruity scent. Honestly though, this formula is so good that it's worth it to me to apply this. And the scent does fade after a few minutes, so it's not a big deal. So that was 173 Le Rose Activist. The other shade I've been loving is 193 Le Rouge Determination, and I wore that recently in a new launches video, and I'll leave that linked on the screen above if you haven't seen some of the new launches lately. I believe 193 was described as a neutral red, I'm not sure, but on me, it does look pretty bright and a little bit warm and orange, so it's been really great for summer. I just cannot get enough of this formula. And with all of my bold lipsticks lately, I've really fallen back in love with the Tower 28 OneLiner and Work of Art. It's such a good formula. It reminds me a lot of one of my favorite lip liners, the Fit Glow vegan lip liners. Very similar formula. There's just this creaminess to them, but then they set down on the lips, and that's my favorite kind of lip liner formula. Not like a drier pencil, even though it's long lasting. I don't like the feeling of that, but I also don't want something so creamy that it never sets down. And Work of Art is the perfect shade. It's really interesting because I can see that there's some warmth in there. Like it does look like a beige with a little bit of a peachy quality to it, but it also looks like there's a little bit of like a contour quality to it. So it really does look natural when you overline your lips and you want really good definition. For my complexion, this is one of the best lip liner shades. It's creamy, it sets, it's long lasting, it's a great shade, and it's only $15. Tower 28, if you're listening, I love this so much. Please make more shades because this liner is phenomenal. Another product that I have just been wearing non-stop lately, especially ever since the Barbie movie came out, is the Vieve Lip Dew in the shade Cherub. I would describe this as like a lip glaze. It's kind of like a cross between a lip gloss and a lip oil, but also a liquid lip balm. It has a high shine lacquer-like finish, and the way that it looks on the lips is just the most beautiful, flattering kind of lip gloss. The reason I love this, aside from the shade, is the way that it looks on the lips. They just did something magical with this formula where it looks like a lip lacquer. It's so incredibly shiny, but it also seems to kind of smooth the lips, and it has the perfect amount of pigment. It's not sheer. I feel like so many lip oils are just non-existent. Like I love the In Beauty lip glazes, but they're oftentimes too sheer for me where I really want more pigment to them, and this is perfect. I have tried the other lip dews from Vieve and they really aren't as pigmented as this, and so I decluttered them. I wish they would launch more shades with this level of pigment because it just gives me the perfect flush of a gorgeous medium hot pink shade. It's bright, it's warm, it's so perfect for summertime. It's so perfect if you want to feel like little Barbie. It's comfortable. It does have some tackiness to it, so it's pretty long lasting for a lip oil. To me, truly, it just feels like a really comfortable balmy lip gloss, and it has an artificial kind of caramel smell that I don't love, but it does fade after a few minutes. This would be my #1 pick for like the best pink lip product of all time. I cannot stop wearing it. If you've been following me on Instagram lately, you know that I am so hooked on this next product. So I first purchased one shade of the Girlactik Jello Gloss Balm in the shade Au Naturel, and I wanted to include it in my glossy, melty lip balm video that I'm doing. It's gonna be very similar to my recent Best and Worst lip balm video, which I'll leave linked on the screen above. It's an hour and 10 minutes of me applying lip balm, reviewing lip balm, sharing the price, the ingredients, the results, the texture, close-up shots. It is a beast of a video, and I hope you enjoyed it. And so I'm gonna do a similar video for the Best and Worst like glossy lip balms in a stick. So think like the Hourglass Phantom volumizing balms, you know, Tarte Maracujá, that kind of thing. And one of my subscribers recommended this, and I fell in love the second I tried it. It is so thick and cushiony and juicy. Oh, it's so nourishing. It is just one of the best formulas I've tried. This one's very similar to the M Cosmetics lip cushions, but it's a bit thicker. It's like the Charlotte Tilbury Happy Kiss, but more buttery, less sticky. It's actually the most similar, I would say, to the Romand Glasting Melting Balms, which are very thick, have a very high shine finish. Those have a fruity scent, and this claims to have a pink lemonade scent on the website, but John and I just smell grape candy, like very, very strongly. So if you don't like grape, you might hate these, but I think it's a really nostalgic scent and I quite enjoy it because it's something different. You don't really see a lot of lip products that smell like grape. They come in a range of really nice shades. They're more on the bright side, like lots of pinks and peaches and things like that. I really wish they would come out with some browns and some darker shades because I think this formula is so bomb. I just want it in every color under the sun. You might be kind of deterred by this chapstick packaging, but I actually really enjoy it. First and foremost, it feels really heavy. Like it's like a luxe chapstick style packaging. Unlike something like the Charlotte Tilbury Happy Kiss lipstick balms that have a really thin, cheap plastic, these feel like heavy and kind of metal, but I think it is plastic. And what's great about them is unlike a lot of other glossy, melty lip products, you can twist these back down so you don't get all of that like smushing, melting problem like a lot of people are having with the MAC Squirt. What is it? Yeah, the MAC Squirt lip balm things. These do get pretty messy around the sides because they are a product that goes basically from a solid form to a liquid form when you apply it to your lips and it melts upon contact. So it does get a little bit messy around the sides, but because you can twist these back down, I think a lot of you are really gonna like them. And if I had to pick some favorite shades, I would say Au Naturel, Barely Nude, Rosy, and Camellia. So after I placed the order for the Girlactik Jello Gloss Bomb in Au Naturel, I reviewed it on my Instagram stories and absolutely raved about it. And then the brand sent me a big PR package. Spoiler alert, I tried everything and I loved everything so much that I then placed a second order and purchased a bunch of other products. So you will see a Girlactik brand review video coming soon. And in that PR package was the Girlactik Unisex Jello Gloss Bomb. So same amazing, thick, cushiony, nourishing, buttery formula, but instead of that kind of fruity candy smell that it has, this one has a subtle minty smell, which I understand, you know, is meant to appeal to a bunch of different people. And it kind of looks like it's like charcoal colored, but it's actually completely clear. And it has unisex black packaging. So I'm definitely gonna buy one for John. He really liked this. John and I have very similar preferences when it comes to lip balm. If you don't know, John's my longtime life partner. So this has my stamp of approval and John's, and the Jello Gloss Bombs are $18. I'm gonna take a little break from lip products because we have a lot of them. And I'm gonna move into complexion really quickly. My friend Rudy Berry launched a product that's in collaboration with the brand Beaubble, and it's the Berry Freckled pen. I'm wearing it today. I'll show you up close, but you can see all my little fake freckles here. I think they're so cute. This pen is $22, and I don't believe it's a limited edition product. I think you will still be able to get it for quite a while. You know, I have hated both fake freckles and freckle pens for the entire time that the trend has been alive. I've just always felt like a lot of people who do fake freckles, it looks like a mask on their skin, like they look super, super dirty. And I just frankly think that it looks unflattering. It looks unnatural. I don't like it. My friend Rudy Berry is one of the only people I've seen do it really, really naturally. Even I today went a little bit overboard than I normally would, but I wanted you to be able to see it on camera and I wasn't sure if it would really translate from far away. And it just makes such perfect sense that Rudy launched a freckle pen. That's like totally her makeup style. It's what she's known for. And what's interesting about the Berry Freckled pen is you can really tell just how many freckle pens she's tested because there are some details of this pen that are so thoughtful. I can really tell that Rudy's tested a lot of freckle pens. For example, let's talk about the applicator first. See how it's got that typical kind of liquid liner pen, but at the end there's this little ball tip. What this does is it gives you this perfect little freckle dot and it looks so natural. I had purchased, I think one of the original ones was the Freck pen and it was like this small, it was super tiny, but it was incredibly liquidy and you would get way too much product on the little felt tip pen and it was shaped like a regular felt tip pen and then when you would dot it on your skin, it would be this like huge dot. And I just thought that it was a really unflattering product. I also didn't like the shade on me. I thought the price was insane, but this tiny little ball tip pen is the perfect shape for applying freckles. And I just think that that's brilliant. I hadn't seen it before. But also this shade is quite adjustable. So, you know, first I'll show you up close. So your freckles could go on like that, like quite pigmented, but you can totally sheer it out. So if you have fair to light skin, you can apply the freckle pen and then you can just dot it out and it looks a lot more sheer. If you have like medium tan skin, you could just apply it and let it dry without tapping it out, and then that'll get it to be a lot more pigmented. The formula is also perfect because it doesn't smudge. It's totally budge proof. It stays all day. You know, it's interesting. I wore this on my Instagram stories yesterday. I got so many compliments about the fake freckles and everyone thought I looked really cute, and that made me just feel so good. And I hadn't really ever considered doing fake freckles before, and now I'm doing them every day thanks to the Very Freckled pen. So I will leave it linked below if you want to pick it up. It gets my 10 out of 10 stamp of approval. And I'm not just saying that because Rudy's my friend. As always, I'll keep it real. If there's a con of a product, I would share it, but this has just been a 10 out of 10 for me. There are 3 blushes I've been reaching for lately. When I want to do my bold lip and I want really natural skin, I wear the Charlotte Tilbury Matte Beauty Blush Wand in Pillow Talk. I'll leave a video linked on the screen where I applied and reviewed all of the shades from the matte blush wand line. I guess that's what it's called. Yeah, but this is the one that I kept and I love it. I wear it all the time. It's kind of sheer but buildable. I usually apply 2 to 3 layers of this and it just is so skin-like. It's liquidy, it's blendable, and then it sets down and it doesn't budge. I just think it's so perfect of a liquid formula, and the shade is just perfect. It goes with everything. It's like slightly pinky but slightly mauve-y. It's the perfect blush to go with every single look I could ever want, and this is the cream blush I reach for when I'm doing a bold lip. But because of all the Barbie vibes lately, I've been loving pink blush, and I'm actually wearing this one on top of the Charlotte Tilbury blush wand in Pillow Talk. If you haven't seen my Barbie makeup video, I will leave it linked on the screen above, and I just shared all of my favorite pink makeup products if you're feeling like a little Barbie inspiration lately like I am. And one of my favorites is the Dior Backstage Rosy Glow Blush. Now they have since reformulated this, unfortunately, and they've added a lot more white pigment to it, which means that it looks ashier on deep skin tones, which really sucks. This is like one of the best shades ever. I have no idea why they did that. I don't know if adding the white pigment made it show up more on people with fair skin, and maybe people were complaining it was too sheer. So unfortunately, I don't think you can get this version anymore, but a perfect dupe, and I mean a literal perfect dupe, is the Persona Super Blush in Bubble. And I don't have it with me right now, but I'll put in B-roll clips of me applying it. It's the exact same color. It's the exact same formula. Super, super sheer. With both the Dior and the Persona blushes, I can wear like literally 8 to 10 layers of the blush. With a sheer brush, it's barely there. If I use a more densely packed brush, I can get more of a punch of color on my cheeks. So it's really customizable and buildable. And honestly, I would just go Persona because Dior reformulated this one. And with Persona, I do have a 10% off code. I'll leave somewhere on the screen here. I've just been super, super into the pink blush. You know, I just realized I haven't talked about nail polish in quite a long time. So let's do that. Obviously, I'm feeling the pink. I'm running with those Barbie vibes. So the one that I've been reaching for all the time is Olive and June Grateful and Kind. This is what it looks like. It is just the perfect Barbie pink, and I have a little chip here, but that's what it looks like. It's shiny, it's beautiful, it's slightly cool toned, and the Olive and June polishes last a really, really long time on me. I think I did my nails 5 days ago, and I just have one tiny little chip because I hit my hand in a door, so it honestly wasn't even the polish's fault. So this has been my absolute favorite lately, but before that, I've been reaching for Olive and June's Lava, and a lot of you actually asked what polish I've been wearing in my videos. If it's like this orangey red color, it's this. Here's what it looks like. You can see it's just the perfect summer orangey red. It's bright. Oh wait, I'm wearing it on my toes right now. Wait, do I want to show my toes online? Definitely not. I do have an Olive and June coupon code I will leave on the screen. It's 20% off of all kits and systems with the code KATE20, I believe. So these are definitely my 2 favorite summer polishes. I was gonna just stick to makeup for this video, but you know what? I just took a quick bathroom break and I was walking past this candle that I've been burning every day and I have to talk about it. I've talked about it a few months ago when I got this in PR from the brand, and this is by far my favorite spring and summer candle. And I would burn this year round. It's just so good. Someone please buy this so we can talk about how good it is, because no one I know has tried this candle, and I need someone to validate how freaking good this smells. It is the Mizensir Menthe Aloe candle. It's the Menthe Aloe candle, and it's basically mint water, and it just smells like that. It smells like spa water. That's the best way I can describe it. Like when you go to a spa and they have all the water with cucumber and lemon and a little mint. Oh, it's so good. I think they even describe this as ice water with mint, and it's just crisp and refreshing and and there's a little something floral in there, so it just feels really springy. Oh my God, it's just the best. It's the best spring and summer candle I've ever tried. I'm gonna buy backups of these because I'm like terrified they're gonna run out. I love the vessel too. I love just the simple glass packaging with the white wax, and I love a little bit of that like green label. So that's what it looks like up close. I think it's just a really beautiful candle. Comes with a nice lid. This also has a really great throw. It's not too weak, it's not too strong, doesn't give me a headache. It's just enough so that you can smell it without being like, holy shit, there's a candle burning. But instead you just think like, wow, something smells really nice. Yeah, it's worth it. It's a really, really good one. Okie dokie, the last complexion product I have, I just wanted to keep it real simple today, is the Saie Glow Sculpt in Pink Glow. I've been wearing this nonstop since I got it. It's pretty much been the only highlighter I've been wearing. I just freaking love this formula. It's a cream powder hybrid. So you get the skin-like quality and the blendability of a cream, but you get the longevity and the control of a powder. And for me, that is like my perfect formula. It's a little bit icy, it's a little bit pink, but not enough to translate as pink on the cheeks. I'm wearing it as my highlighter today. It doesn't look too pink, but it's not like too white. There isn't too much pigment to the color. There's a little bit of translucency to it. It is just incredible. It's not shimmery, it's not glittery, it's not chunky. You really can't see any visible particles on the skin. It just looks like beautiful, healthy skin, but you can make it super metallic if you build it up. So it's totally customizable. I think it is just one of the best highlighters I've ever tried. And this also has refillable packaging. Like when you kind of dip your finger in, sometimes you can twirl it around a little bit, but that's because it is refillable, which is great. You don't have to buy the plastic part again. And I'll show you what it looks like on the back of my hand. No visible glitter, no chunkiness. It's just like a metallic shine, but in a skin-like way. It's so magical. Cannot get enough of this. Next, I'm gonna get into the one and done eyeshadows that are just perfect to slap on with a bold lip. But I really want to talk about the brushes I've been using lately, and these are 3 from Rephr that are my favorites. If you don't know, in every single video I post on YouTube, in the description box, I link my best brushes video, which I'll put on the screen above. Rather than linking every single brush I use in every video, it takes up so much space in the description box, so I just leave that one video linked. You can always go back and reference that. And these are my 3 current favorite eyeshadow brushes. The first one I love is the Rephr 02 brush. It's a smudge brush, and I really like using it on my lower lash line. So this is what it looks like up close. What I like about it is for applying shadow on the lower lash line versus something like a very small precision pencil brush, this is a bit thicker and wider, so I can apply product and I can blend it out at the same time. It's not so small that you're just getting like a liner look, but it's also not so big that I'm getting shadow like underneath my eye. It's the perfect brush for the lower lash line. And I also really like using it on my lid if I have something I want to just pack in on the lid and keep it right there. It's perfect for that. Then my 2 favorite blender blushes are Rephr's 1 and 15. This is what Rephr 1 looks like. You can see it's kind of like a blender brush, but it's a little smaller. So I really like using Rephr 01. What I did today is I applied the Glossier Monochromes in Almond, and I used this and applied it all over the lid, blended it up in the crease, and blended it out with this. You can just do so much with it. And then when I want to take a clean brush, I use Rephr 15 to blend everything out. This is just the perfect blender brush for all of my eyeshadows. It's the perfect size and shape, and I really feel like it just blends for you. The Rephr brushes are also super, super soft. I don't love their face brushes because I find that they shed even after washing, but the eyeshadow brushes don't shed on me. They're the softest I own. I love the sleek black packaging, and I'm the kind of person who really doesn't splurge on brushes. I buy brushes from Real Techniques, e.l.f., Wet n Wild, Morphe. That's typically what I do, but for a few specific brushes, I splurge, and I really, really, really like the Rephr ones. Okay, I'm gonna be fast about the one and done eyeshadows because I've already talked about all of these formulas several times on my channel. First up, the ones I've been just really hooked on lately are the Moira Lucent cream shadows. My favorite being one that is like very well loved. It's the shade Orion. It's very similar to Urban Decay's Space Cowboy or ColourPop Ritz in that it has a sheer peachy base with lots of scattered silver glitters throughout. It is a cream powder product, so I find I really have to dig my fingers in there to get enough product out, which is why it looks like it's really used. And that is Orion. Yeah, so you can see kind of similar to Urban Decay's Space Cowboy, but with more base pigment and less glitter, but basically the same color story. And then the shade Comet is a perfect kind of peachy champagne gold. And I'll swatch Comet next to it. I think I need to build up a little bit more. They're quite light, so I apologize if you're not really able to see these, but I think when I tilt my hand, you can see them better. So Orion, definitely way more of a glittery one. And then Comet is just much more of a satin, like a light kind of beigey, peachy gold satin. These are also so affordable. They're just a couple bucks. And I reviewed a ton of Moira products. I'll leave that linked on the screen above in my Moira brand review video. And if I'm out of links, I'll put all the content I mentioned in the description box below. What's on my eyes today is the Glossier Monochromes in Almond. This is my absolute perfect red lip kind of eyeshadow because I do prefer a one and done shadow that's a little darker than my natural skin tone. And I like that this is a brown that has more rosiness to it. And I find that that's the kind of brown that really goes well with my skin because I do have cool pink undertones in my skin. So today I took the matte shade, blended it all in the lid, up to the brow bone and underneath the lash line, and then I put the metallic shade just on the lids. We'll get real up close here. So this is what the eyes look like with Almond. I did do a Glossier Monochromes review video. I'll leave that link in the description box below because I do have some cons to the formula, so definitely check that out if you want to know more. But I've talked about this so many times on my channel, I don't want to take up too much time. In my Barbie makeup video, I was wearing the ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in the shade A Little Quirky, which is one of my favorites. This is what it looks like up close. It's just super duper shiny. It's like a cross between a gold, champagne, and bronze with lots and lots of like little silver glitters, and honestly, maybe even blue glitter. It's just so nice. It's really shiny and it's just the perfect glittery bronze. So I'll put that here. So that is ColourPop A Little Quirky compared to the others. It's definitely a lot shinier. So this is the one I reach for when I want something that's a lot more sparkly. And I do have a video where I applied a ton of ColourPop Super Shock shadows on my eyes. I did a whole eye swatch video. So I'll leave that link to the description box as well. There have been a couple days when I wanted to do more of like a natural smoky eye, and this is the eyeshadow I was wearing in my best and worst lip balm video. A lot of people asked me for questions on that eyeshadow because it was kind of like a smoky taupe. And this is the Dior shadow in Beige Mitza, which was a recommendation from Amanda Z. Here's what it looks like up close. It's very similar to the Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize and Oyster Pearl, but it's more taupe, definitely a little bit more cool toned. Really nice powder formula. And it's a little smokier and much more cool toned than the other shadows I've shown so far. So I'll put that one here. Dior Beige Mitza is just my perfect taupe because it's not too dark and it's not too cool toned. There's still almost a hint of warmth in here that makes it a lot more flattering on my skin tone personally. And in my best and worst lip balm video, I just smudged a little bit of black liner on the upper lash line and I really liked the way that it looked. And then the last two eyeshadows is a combo I like to wear, the Vieve Eye Wand in Camel with Urban Decay Space Cowboy. The Vieve Eye Wands are by far my favorite eyeshadow stick that I've ever tried. Just a slight little touch. They're so creamy. Compared to the other shades, you can see it's a really nice warm matte brown. Camel is the perfect color to pop my eyes. It's that like warm kind of orangey peachy brown. And the formula is super duper pigmented. It's creamy, but then it sets down and does not budge. It doesn't get sticky like the nude sticks, eyeshadow sticks can, but it doesn't become like a creasy mess like most other eyeshadow crayons do. This is by far the best eyeshadow crayon formula I've ever tried. And I love adding a little bit of Urban Decay Space Cowboy on top for some shine. And the sheer peachy base of Space Cowboy on top of the sort of peachy brown of Camel is just a match made in heaven. And if you want to see a ton of eye swatches and application footage, I'll leave my best eyeshadows of 2022 linked in the description box. Okay, let's finish it off with 4 more lip products I'm hooked on right now. Everyone is right. The Fenty Poutsicle hydrating lip stains are the best lip stains I've ever tried. I'm going through a real lip stain moment because it's just helpful when you want to wear bold lips to have something that stains the lips and lasts a long time. At this point now on my lip stain journey of the past month, this is the best one that I've tried. It's more comfortable, more pigmented, and stains better than the Rare Beauty ones, than the Romand ones. I have a bunch of other K-Beauty ones behind me that I'm going to review soon. This one is just by far the most comfortable and long lasting. It's a fantastic formula. I just wish that they had some more shades that weren't quite as bright and dark. But my type is my perfect warm pink. It's almost like a pinky coral. It's so beautiful. It's like fruit punch to me. And I can't believe I forgot to include this in my Barbie video because this is like the perfect pink lip. I really like pairing it with just a nude lip liner, something like Tower 28 Work of Art or the Victoria Beckham lip liner in 02. And my partner John usually does not like bold lipsticks. He's much more of like a smoky eyeshadow kind of guy. But for whatever reason, he really likes this color on me. And so I've just been wearing it a lot in the summertime and it's super comfortable and amazing. And I hope they come out with more shades. So my lip stain journey started when I bought one of the Romand Juicy Lasting tints. And I liked it so much that then it turned into a lot of Romand Juicy Lasting tints. Now I'm just gonna do a big Romand video, I think, because I got a lot of lip products and I like every single shade that I've tried. It's amazing. I'm gonna save reviewing all of the colors that I have for another video, and I'll do like either a K-beauty haul or, you know, a huge lip stain comparison. But this formula is just so good. It's more sheer than the Fenty lip stains, and I would say maybe a little more pigmented than the Rare Beauty ones. I tried these years ago and I hated the scent, so I never reached for it. But I also got the shade Lychee Coral years ago, and I don't think it looked very good on me, so I decluttered it. Now I really like the scent. It's mostly fruity. There's like a little hint of floral in there, but honestly, mostly just like a fruity candy kind of scent. And it has a beautiful gel-like quality. It feels like nice and thin and lightweight on the lips. I do like to kind of pat it out, and oftentimes I'll just blot my lips off and add a lip balm on top and I'm left with the color. But these are super duper comfortable. I wouldn't say that they're like hydrating by any means, but they're not drying, and that's great. The level of pigment and the staining quality does depend on the color. For example, like Bare Grape and Nut Macadamia, I think, are the lightest ones I have, and those don't really stain the lips at all. They just show up as a little bit of a flush of color. But when you compare that to something like Fig, Peeling Angdu, Jujube, and a couple others, those are a lot darker and they have a lot more of a staining effect. Absolutely hooked on these. I can't stop wearing them. I have one in my purse at all times. I love them. Ahead of my glossy, melty lip balm, whatever video, I don't know what I'm calling it yet, I did end up trying 3 of the mini sizes of the Tarte Maracujá Juicy Lip. Not the plump, because I don't like menthol, but these are fantastic, and I totally understand why everyone's been raving about them and telling me to try them. These are more of a thicker lip balm in a stick, so much thicker than something like the Hourglass Volumizing Glossy Balms. I prefer thicker lip products, so I'm loving these. They have a little bit of a coconut smell, and I actually prefer the minis because with the minis, you can twist them up and then twist them back down. And you can't do that with the full-size ones. So if you can find your shade in a mini, just get the mini. These are just so incredibly thick and nourishing and cushiony, but they're really similar to the Girlactik Jello Gloss Bombs in the sense that they're thick but buttery. So they're not like grippy and more a little bit stickier and long-lasting like the Charlotte Tilbury Happy Kiss lipstick bombs. They're more buttery. And I really love the shade Hibiscus, which reminds me a bit of the M Cosmetics Lip Cushion in Venetian Rose. It's just a beautiful, beautiful juicy pink. For a little bit of a deeper kind of rose shade, I love the shade Raspberry, which is just a little bit darker and a little bit brighter, not as muted as Hibiscus. And lastly, I really am enjoying Coconut, which is more of a peachy beige. Normally I don't go for like orangey beiges, but I think this one's really nice. I like these so much, honestly, I would consider buying more shades. So next time I can get to Sephora, I'm definitely gonna swatch more. These are fantastic, and I understand now why Tarte kind of built a whole lip empire around them. And without looking, can any of you guess what my last lip product is that I've been loving lately that has to do with a little bit of a newer launch? Naturium Phyto Glow lip balms. I've never stopped wearing these since the second they launched. The 2 original shades that I love are Petal and Jam, and I'll drop in footage here so you can see. I do kind of think that they reduced the pigment of the 4 new shades, but I DM'd the brand and they said that they hadn't changed the formula at all. So maybe it's just, I don't know, a color thing? I'm not sure. For some of them, I do have clips with lip liner and without lip liner because the 4 new shades, like I said, do seem a little more sheer, so I prefer to wear them with lip liner. But weirdly, the original ones I feel like have more pigment and don't need lip liner. And if you haven't tried the Naturium Phyto Glow lip balms, what are you doing? Because they're $10. They're incredible. You can get them at Target. They're one of the thickest, most nourishing lip products I've ever tried. They also have a clear one if you'd rather use it like a lip mask. And they have a little bit of like a stickiness, like a tackiness to them so that they're longer lasting and they're really occlusive and kind of form that seal over your lips to prevent water loss. But they also still have a buttery quality to them where there's a tiny bit of slip, so they're not sticky. They're just a great formula. They have a little bit of like a sweet smell similar to the original Bite Agave lip mask. I think the founder Susan Yara really used to like that lip product, so I'm not surprised that the formula and the smell are quite similar. I also think that the shade range they developed is absolutely beautiful. I purchased the shade Camellia recently, which is on its way, and hopefully I can get that one soon. Truly, this is my #1 favorite lip product, tied with quite a lot of other formulas, but that's how good it is. I just have to collect them all. I love them so much. I wear them all equally. I'm just rambling here because I can't say enough good things about them. That's it. Those are all my July favorites. If you want more content, you can click the video on the screen to keep watching. And if you made it this far, I'd really appreciate if you can subscribe and give this video a like. It really encourages YouTube to recommend our channels to more audiences. And wherever you are, I hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.